I killed the bus driver. Welcome to Strength in Gaming, everybody. I'm Samson Lancaster, and today I'm joined with Salvador Madrigal. Looks like he's been attacked by somebody.
My cats are hungry, so
that's accurate. And we have the mayor of Halloween Town. Wait, no. Do we? You look a little bit panicked there, sir. Cat McGuire is with us today.
I don't know if she has her mic on.
All right.
I'm a professional.
The whinier you sound, the better. It just works really well.
I was wondering why you guys weren't saying anything when I was saying stuff. The fuck? Jack! This Halloween is a disaster!
Welcome to Strength in Gaming. I'm Samson Lancaster. Today, I'm joined with Salvador Madrigal.
Hey, guys.
And it looks like the mayor of Halloween Town decided to join us today.
Oh, you're wrong.
I can't find Jack. Have you seen Jack? This Halloween is turning out to be a disaster. There's only a few days and we have to start planning for next year's Halloween.
That's Mayor McCheese. You can't.
Mayor McCheese. Cat McGuire.
Hi.
Welcome to the show once again. And we have the moon goddess herself, Sublyminality, joining us today. And this is going to be a fun episode. I'm not used to having actual makeup on my face, so I'm trying not to ruin it. This is going to be a fun episode. We have dedicated to some really fun, spooky horror games that we have played this year, that just came out this year, specifically. But first, let us go into the news. Sal, what do we got today?
We got nothing. Moving on.
Remember,
this news segment is a disaster.
So it kind of is, right? CD Projekt Red is
Strength in
pushing
Gaming
back.
is kind of a disaster.
Yeah. Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Fuck it.
We got CD Projekt Red again in the news. As it's always bad news from them. Like now lately.
Now lately?
Before. Now lately.
But not like right now.
All their next gen stuff is getting pushed back till next year.
That's because it's next gen, Sal.
Yeah. So then the next year it's going to be next gen again. Then they're going to keep pushing it. So they're pushing back the next gen graphics upgrade for Cyberpunk and The Witcher. Like The Witcher though.
Yeah.
What? I don't understand.
Is Wild Hunt a new DLC? What is that?
No, it's not.
It's not?
No, it's just adapting it for the next generation of console.
Yeah, they're up.
Oh, it's one of
graphics.
those. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See how much research I do on this podcast.
But it's like, yeah, like what? I don't understand.
I mean, I personally don't mind because I feel like, they fucked up so hard on Cyberpunk 2077 that, they listened and they're just making sure they do it right.
No, yeah, they probably need a little bit more time to maybe fix some more bugs, especially with Cyberpunk.
That's the thing.
But Witcher doesn't make any sense. Like it's already done. Engine. It's just a graphics update.
And when the updates are never even like, they barely even look any different. That's one of the complaints that I had about a lot of the stuff that was showcased on the new next gen of console. I was like, bitch, it's just a redo of the other thing, and it's really not even showing off the full power of the console, and it never will because it's still the original framework of that game. Mm-hmm. It's not like a completely new game, because when you go from a completely new game, there's you're more likely to challenge. It's a whole
new architecture to build upon. Maybe
architecture. When I laugh, it's creeping me out.
Okay, moving on. Like, are they going to be using the new Unreal Engine or something? I don't understand why there's a delay.
Yeah.
It does not bold well.
It does not bold well. Yes.
And
it is not a bold move.
Subly shared the Uncharted movie trailer. I don't know Mark Wahlberg as Sully though. He's like,
unfortunately,
is he gonna punch people and say hi to your mom for me?
I haven't played any of the Uncharted games. I only watched Heather play a couple of them.
I mean,
I haven't played them either.
They didn't have a Boston accent either, so.
What does Kat think if she's played them? What does she think about them?
I don't know how to feel about it now since we saw the trailer, because I love Tom Holland and I love all the big name actors that are in the movie, but I don't expect the movie to be like the game, right?
She's doing it with the thing on. It's great. I'm sorry. I can't hold it.
And I still have my sad face because I don't know how to feel about this trailer. So no happy face yet.
It sounds great. Sorry.
But I don't know, like Nathan Drake is the reason why you would adapt a film version of the video game. So I would expect Nathan Drake to be Nathan Drake no matter what. And I just, from what we've seen in the trailer so far, I don't feel like Tom Holland has done Nathan Drake justice. I think that he's doing his own version of Nathan Drake, but he's not. I don't know if he studied the source material. He's a little young for the part as well, but Nathan's like a charming, smart ass kind of guy.
If they do the young, early version Nathan Drake, it might work, right?
I could see that.
Like he's first starting off doing all this stuff.
Right. Yeah.
That'll be fine. I think they might be able to do a decent job, but
if this is how he started his Nathan
the
Drake
bravado for Nathan isn't there yet. Maybe they're gonna.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't have the bravado that we love.
Like I said, is he doing it? Can you hear his accent at all? Because a lot of times when
he does an excellent job doing American accent.
Yeah, an
accident.
American accent.
Doing an American accent. Yes. And that's
with Spider-Man. He did.
Oh, you get happy face for
yes.
American accident. That makes me happy.
That's beautiful, Kat.
That's usually how it happens. Oops. America.
Thank you for that. That was great. I love that. But sorry, what were we talking about?
Uncharted, the movie.
Oh, yeah.
American accents.
Mark Wahlberg.
American axis?
Mark Wahlberger. I don't know.
Mike Wahlberger.
Jesus Christ.
That was my character's name when we were doing the D&D campaign.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, shout out to Lizifer, man. It's been a while. We need to get her back.
Oh, Lizifer.
D&D. Things been crazy lately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But hopefully it doesn't suck. I mean, if it's like a good entry, maybe they'll keep making them and make him older.
Make him older, just age him a little bit.
Progress him, make him older. Well, no, Tom Holland he's kind of a short guy. He's not gonna.
How tall is he?
He's under 6 foot, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but he could be 5'10".
That's already your little people territory already.
That's tall, Sal. Just because you're 3 inches taller than me. The cat's looking it up. You can't look it up with how is it weird talking with that on because you can't see anything?
No, it's I like it because I don't have to worry about what my fucking face looks like.
She already gropes in the dark as it is. Andrew's suffering from some stuff.
Yeah, he's not here right
it's
now.
I saw that Gone Girling.
He's 5'7".
Oh, okay. So he's
shorter than me.
Yeah, he's shorter than you. So that's
a small guy.
Yeah, okay. For a dude, I would say that 5'7" is, and everybody can call me sexist, but that's short for a dude.
I think average height for a man is 5'8", 5'9".
Yeah. So Kat's average height for a man.
Yeah.
She's a man.
I am above average for a lady.
Sorry, we're excluding. We're deliberately excluding Subly right now. I feel bad.
Normal lady height.
She's a gnome.
I am normal lady height. Yes.
An inch taller than my mom.
She's normal gnome height.
Yes. Gnome.
Hey, I look like a gnome, so that works.
Hey, at least people don't ask you constantly to get things off a shelf for them. That's
I'm
my
the one
life.
doing the asking.
Yes, exactly.
Andrew
She's the one
asking
that asks. Yeah, Andrew. No, Andrew's like my height, I think.
Andrew's 6 feet tall.
Oh, okay. Is it?
Oh, yeah.
I thought he was
So
the same.
Barely passing.
No, you're taller, I think.
Not by much, but we had another trailer in the news.
The Concerned Apes Hunt
Crickets.
Chocolatier.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Right, the game
happy.
The game
Happy
looks
face.
awesome.
Happy face. We can keep
Happy
the happy
face.
face for this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
very-
love Concerned Abe.
It looks very quirky.
Yeah. It's like if you love Stardew Valley, it's going to
Yes,
be like
that's what I
Stardew
said
Valley,
when I
but a
saw
new
it.
story.
It looked like Stardew Valley or Harvest Moon or something like that.
Well,
I don't play those games.
It's by
so
the same
terrible.
developer as Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
So
Ah.
it's basically using
And he was
the same
inspired by
skin.
games like Harvest Moon.
Probably
Mhm.
RPG Maker.
Oh, could be.
It's probably Unity.
Unity, yeah.
Like everybody uses Unity.
Unity is more common.
Unity.
Unity.
But I always liked those games. There was one that we saw a while back. It was you had to fight monsters and dragons and stuff in it, and also grow your home and garden and stuff.
Grow your home. Yeah.
Your home and garden.
You have
get-
house
you get Bob-
seeds. You just
You,
plant
you
them.
get to summon the
House
ghost
grows.
of Bob Vila.
Yeah, I like
They don't even know who that is.
The other
They
two
don't even know who
Bob
that
Vila
is. Oh, we're old. That's horrible.
Oh man, I need to be drinking if I'm gonna act this old.
Yeah, where's your fucking booze, Sal? It's a
I don't have
special
any right
episode. Damn
Oh
it.
my god.
Dude,
I was hoping I could get you some more Buffalo Trace, but my
you know
guy
what?
fell through.
I got some Magoli in the.
All right, well you're gonna be
trailer.
drinking that for the next part of the show, okay?
Remind me later after the show is over. I'm gonna smoke some weed underneath this thing, and I want to see
Hot
if
box
the,
it.
The smoke comes out.
Full
It's gonna look
disclosure,
like
I was messing around with the mask before we started, and I was able to get my vape to like stick in it, and I tested it, and I ended up hotboxing myself in the mask.
It's gonna
So
look
it should
like
work pretty well.
Yeah.
It's gonna look like a tandoori oven and shit coming out the top.
I'm just gonna use this for the rest of the show.
A blunt.
Oh, my
Anyways.
hat keeps falling.
Well,
off.
Anyways,
I know you
well,
can't see
so that
it,
game,
but
the game looks like it's gonna be fun. Is it gonna be like multiplayer though, or is it?
possibly.
Probably.
Yeah, because he
Hopefully.
made Stardew Valley multiplayer after the
Well,
fact.
no, he made it multiplayer. It took him like decades to get crossplay, or not crossplay, but just even regular multiplayer on the PlayStation. Me and Mo were like, dude,
he's
when
only
are they
one
gonna
guy.
release-"
It's one developer though.
No excuse. He's made millions and millions of dollars off of
And
Stardew
he, like,
Valley.
He always talks to people who are like looking for help, like with bug fixes and things like that. He does this like all day, every day. He's like in forums and stuff, talking to people about the game.
Hopefully, it has crossplay, like, or at least multiplayer right off the bat, and we don't have to wait 2-3 years afterward.
Yeah,
Me and
that
Mo-
seems to be a
Me
theme
and
with a lot
Mo
of
didn't
stuff.
get to grab ass on Stardew Valley, dude. We just had to sit there lonely in our own.
It's Mo. I don't know who Mo is, Sal.
He's being Yeti fresh right now.
I'll have to bring him up later because of the game that I played. Alrighty.
And, finally, we got Demio.
Oh, that's
Demio.
right. Yes.
Yeah, everybody has to get Demio.
Well,
Uh,
yes. So yeah, because
it-
we're gonna play it. We're gonna try to play it for. We're gonna play
24
Demio
hour
in
stream.
VR for the 24-hour stream. Extra Life. That reminds me.
Oh.
I want to point that out. Extra Life, motherfucker. I don't do a good job of advertising this shit lately, but we are doing Extra Life this year. The game day is November 6th. We're going to be streaming all day long. I personally will probably start around 10 a.m. PST, but Demio, we should at least play a few hours of that, whatever we can tolerate in VR. But that we can sit down and play that, right? So
Mhm. Yeah. You can
Okay,
you can be
good.
sitting down. You don't have to be moving around.
I do.
You spin the
also get
board.
pretty
You
dizzy.
spin the board in front of you.
Yeah, so we'll play it as long as we can. I mean, it's no big. There's plenty of other games to play.
Yeah, I think I'm good in VR for like an hour or two before I start feeling
nauseous.
a little nauseous.
It can be our main event.
I think as long as you're sitting
break
down,
off.
you should be fine.
Yeah. Well, I feel like that'd be worse moving around sitting down.
No, because you grab the board right with your hands and
I'll grab your board.
You always do though, and then you spin it around and enlarge it and shrink it.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Why would you shrink it?
So you can get.
I think he's saying zoom in and zoom out is what he's trying to say.
Well, it shrinks; it gets smaller, right?
Yes.
Why would you want to shrink it?
Zoom in and zoom out
to get a bigger view of the whole layout. So you can view the whole layout.
He lost Subly entirely. She doesn't even know what's going on anymore.
Okay, no penis.
I was going with the sexual innuendo, but okay.
But
yeah.
Now they're allowing you mid-game saves. Before you had to like beat the scenario before you were,
I'll beat your scenario.
You always do though. But
thanks for keeping that bit
you
going.
can like if you have to go or whatever, you can just save the game wherever you're at. And
that's nice.
And you can keep it, which is awesome. Because sometimes the matches will take like 40 minutes depending on if you're efficient.
Yeah, so we could probably get a few games. But what was the news though? That they introduced saves mid-game or something to that effect?
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, okay.
What Sal just said.
Yeah. I don't know. I just smoked weed.
I think he's a little high.
I think I just smoked some weed. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. That's going to be the next feedback. Somebody's going to say, stop smoking so much weed. And I'm going to be like, sorry, bro, that's the show.
This is an intervention.
Bruh.
I do need one of those. Yeah.
For my alcoholism, though.
Yeah, same.
And that's all I got on the news.
That's all I got.
And that's all I have to say about that.
Woo. I'm just gonna do the rest of the show blurry.
Hey, I'm blind, so
yeah, I can't even see what's going on. That's great. It's not even like it's funny because it's so seamless because I could just hear her talking and it's fine and she's responding to everything we're saying, so it works.
Yeah, I can hear you.
But we're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna talk about some really fun, spooky games that we've played this year and that you guys should check out. So we'll be back after this break.
I'll be back.
I haven't worn a tie in so long, it's killing me.
It all started when I had that first shot of vodka. Before I knew it, I woke up soaked in gasoline, lying in a gutter somewhere. I decided to take out my cell and call Andy. The phone rang several times. Someone finally picked up.
Hello?
It was Kim's voice. But first we have to eat we don't like the bad words. So Sam, you violated a German first
You gotta
finally.
I had my whiskey with me. Okay, so my neighborhood is like really like white bread, right wing, like normal people. And this old white dude, probably a veteran, I think he was wearing a veteran hat, was walking by and I was standing outside. He wasn't looking at me, but then he made the mistake. I was like watching him and he looked up and
You were watching him.
I was watching
With that.
He probably pissed himself.
Yeah,
God, I love scaring people.
He got home as Myrtle. We got a bunch.
I love scaring people, and I love being scared, which brings us back into this next segment because we are going to be talking about some of our favorite games that are spooky for this year, 2021. It's still 2021, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not like 2035 or 2056 because, I mean, this COVID shit, man. It's been, time is different now. It doesn't pass the same way. But
we're on Jumanji time, dude. I'm just waiting for the game to be over.
So we're gonna talk about some of our favorite games that we've played so far, some that we think you should try out, and I think. Miss Mayor, I think you should start us off.
Okay.
Okay. She's got a very good. I just remembered that other clip during the music episode where Sal's just like, and Kat's in the background like, okay.
Yeah, all right.
I was like,
and Sal just like hates life.
Well,
Well, okay, so
I'm taking it in. I'm doing a pole dance in my head. Just because I don't outwardly
Well, you look
show
pissed.
You
gotta concentrate.
You look pissed.
Dude, you ease up on that leg tension, you're gonna eat shit. That shit
try to kill me, Sal.
So, in preparation for today's episode, Subly and I played some spooky games this week. And both of our games that we're going to talk about, I'm going to talk about two. She's going to talk about two. We both know about it because we played it together. But we can talk about first a game called Obsidio, which came out recently. It is a co-op game, co-op horror survival, and it's very similar to Phasmo.
I'm sensing a theme here.
Well, I mean, it's similar, but it's not totally the same. There are a lot of differences.
Yeah.
Phasmo definitely started something.
Phasmo,
yes,
a
they
lot of
did,
started
and I am fucking here for it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Same.
It's great.
Like, I will play all the copycats, whatever, because they're all going to bring something new, and it's going to be fun. And this one was fun. Obsidio is actually a good one, especially for its early development. Like, it just came out, and I think it's pretty polished for the most part, considering that it just came out and
2 months ago.
Yeah, and a lot of these games,
recent.
it's very buggy at first, and they have to do a bunch of patches. But this one is not too bad. There are not a lot of bugs in this game that we saw, and we played a few rounds. But you start in like a house or a map. We've only done the house so far, and we're priests as the players instead of like ghost hunters.
I think I saw some of that. Yes.
And like you start in your equipment room, but that is not a safe place. The only safe place in this game is going to be outside. And one mechanic that is
like
really
Phasmo.
Yeah. Except Phasmo, your equipment is in your van.
Yeah.
And that's a safe place. Why are you so blurry?
I'm trying to fix it. There it goes.
Okay.
I tried like fucking covering the camera several times and it didn't work.
Yeah.
So the magic of editing.
In Phasmo, you're safe outside and in your van. But in Obsidio, you are only safe outside because your equipment is going to be in a room inside of the house.
Yep.
And it's not safe there. And an interesting mechanic that this one has that is different from any other game like Phasmo that we've played is this one utilizes a heart rate monitor. And so the higher your heart rate is, the more likely it is that you're gonna get a hunt initiated. So as long as you keep it down, as long as you keep your heart rate low, you don't have to worry about getting hunted by the entity. But it's still freaky as hell, dude. Especially the first few times that you play it, because there's so many things that happen. Like these ghosts are fucking active. Let me tell you.
And there's scary shit that happens outside too. Like even though it's like safe, there's still like creepy shit happening outside.
Yeah, like one time we were standing outside looking at our journal and marking off evidence, and then we like closed our journals and was about to head inside, and outside there were tons of crucifixes.
Nice. Oh, I could dig that. That's beautiful.
There's also graves outside, and one of the pieces of evidence that you could find is that the ghost could like dig up the grave.
Okay.
But we never saw that, but it's in the book. It says that it's
an option of something that can happen. Yeah.
And like your flashlight, sometimes if it's a specific kind of ghost, it'll flash words at you like run or die or things like that. Your flashlight will like spell that out in light. It's really crazy.
Yep. That's reminding me of the time
bad signal.
You guys were playing Phasmo. I don't know if Subly was playing with you, Kat, but you were playing Phasmo and your comms on Discord weren't locked or anything. And even if they were, it didn't matter because I usually have permissions to all that stuff. I just hopped on and I started like pretending to be the ghost while you were playing.
I remember that.
That was great.
I think you tricked me for a little bit.
I fooled you a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
For a lot of bit.
But yeah, and then, with this game, once you like collect your evidence, find out what type of ghost it is, you find like the ghost spot, and then you find the coldest point in that spot, and then you have to put down specific items depending on what ghost it is. And then once you've gathered all your items, you have it in the right spot. Sometimes, depending on the entity, you have to make sure both of your heart rates are over like 140, which is really high. And I think right now it's only 2 players, but they're eventually going to be 4 players.
Yeah, they want to open it up to 4, but right now it's only 2 player.
I'm confused. What about your heart rate being high?
Sometimes, depending on the ghost, part of the condition for exercising it is your heart rate has to be over 140. Otherwise, it won't work.
I don't know if mine can even get that high.
And you're priests, you're exorcists.
You're priests, yeah.
You don't get to select your character. It's just
I think my max is like 120.
Yeah,
like, 140 is almost like a heart attack.
Yeah.
You just have to go and attack a cardia so you can exercise this ghost.
And then
be like, get thee behind me, Satan.
And so once you're sure you're ready and you have everything else, then like the trigger to start the exorcism is to put the Bible with all of the stuff on the floor. And then that starts the exorcism. And it could either succeed or fail. And
if
whether
it fails, it kills you.
Yeah, pretty much. Like it starts hunting. But we did play one round. The last round we played, we thought we had everything. And we put the Bible down. Exorcism starts. And then, it fails when the ghost starts laughing after like a minute. It starts like struggling and like screeching, but then it starts laughing and we're like, oh, fuck, we gotta hide.
We gotta go.
We went and we hid and it started hunting and it didn't find us. And so when the hunt was over, we went and we checked and the Bible disappeared. So even if it fails, like you're done. Once you start an exorcism.
Once you try it, you get one chance.
Yeah, it's like game over. So we had to just exit the map and we got like some points for like doing some things right, but we didn't get those exercised.
Just like the Catholic Church, as soon as they fail one time, they're like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
Well, we did have one match. We had one match too that we did everything correct. We got like the ghost right and we did the exorcism right, but then it said in the post-game like summary that we didn't do it right.
We call that jank.
So
yeah,
still like a little bit of buggy.
Some jank.
Yeah, but there's some bugs, but overall it's really not super buggy. Like
for being out for 2 months. I mean, I thought Phasma was way buggier for a long time.
Yeah.
Wait. Is one of you a young priest and one of you an old priest?
No,
what do you mean?
You're the same.
You're the same.
Wait,
It's the same character model.
Oh,
Ew! I hate that filter.
What?
Stop!
What? Stop what?
Stop with your filter. It is so creepy.
Stop what filter?
Stop.
What are you talking about, Kat? This is makeup I put on corpse paint.
No, dude. Did anyone else see that?
Do what?
And it would see what?
Oh
What
my
are you-
god. Stop.
What are you
You're fucking with me. Stop it.
Huh? Okay.
See?
Whatever.
You know, Samson. You looked
No,
behind your
it's-
shoulder and I didn't even tell you someone was behind your shoulder.
I don't know what you're talking about, Kat.
Filter. Stop. I'm thinking about summoning spirits, okay? So don't...
Are you like? Oh, okay. You gotten too witchy lately, Kat. That's what your problem is. You're waiting for your what's it called? Supernatural experience. Where the hell is my tiger?
I mean, I've had one before, but I was, 14 when I had my supernatural experience. So it's
His
been
name was
a long
Johnny,
time.
and he was dreaming.
It's you're killing me, Sal. Sorry. I don't know what's going on. I'll probably have to do some editing after this show.
Anyway, yeah. So Obsidio is a lot of fun.
We'll
despite
definitely
the
play it
fact
again.
that it just came out. Yeah, we're definitely playing again. And more excited for when they fix things up even more and add things because it's already a pretty good game.
And it's a single developer again. As well.
Yeah, it's really impressive.
Single developer, or is it one person? Because isn't Phasmo just one person?
Phasmo has a team now.
Obsidio
is just one person.
Wow, nice.
Mhm.
Wow.
Wow. So, but that's a good segue into the next one. Forewarned, Sal and myself and Eddie played Forewarned per suggestion of Sublyminality. And I greatly appreciate that because holy shit was that fun. This is coming from a first playing perspective. I streamed it, but our first playthrough. So I can only speak to that. We played about 4 hours, I think, of the game. And there's some stuff in that game. It's because I don't want to spoil too many things about that game, but there's a good amount of jump scares. I feel like there's more than Phasmo, but it is it is similar to Phasmo in a sense that you are archaeologists instead of ghost hunters, and you're in Egypt instead of random, I don't know, backwater whatever's in Phasmo. It's either like a nice fancy house in a fancy neighborhood or a backwater shack or whatever, or a prison. But in Forewarned, it's all in Egypt. It's all a tomb. And one of the things I liked about that is everything looks the same, which is okay, well, that sounds stupid. It sucks when everything looks the same. No, because everything looks the same, but I felt like it was procedurally generated where all the rooms were. I mean, there could have been a set amount of different things, but I don't think, Sal, we were ever in a single tomb that was exactly the same as the last one. There were elements. Correct me if I'm wrong. So, I mean, you were there too, right?
Well, we played two different sizes, right? We played medium and
no, we played
small.
3 different sizes. We tried small, medium, and large, but we did do medium several times, and they felt like different maps.
Well, it's because every time we enlarged it opened up more of the pyramid.
Every time we enlarged it.
Yeah, so when it was small, it was just pretty much like the intersection, the stairs down, or
I guess I could see that.
It seems like there was two separate maps, and depending on what size we had, it opened up more rooms.
Well, playing for 4 hours, I didn't feel like I had a repeat of the same map at least, but I really liked the jump scares. Excuse me. Oh, God damn it. the magic of editing, but I really liked the jump scares. Like there was just one point where like I had fucked up to explain how it works. The similarity to Phasmo was that you have to collect clues to figure out what the name of the mummy is or what specific mummy it is. It's not like a type of spirit. They're all mummies. They're all excuse me, Jesus, ancient Egyptian ghosts, and you have to figure out what the name is, because once you figure out what the name is, you can open the inner tomb. You choose the name and you open the inner tomb. Although in some cases, we had a lot of trouble figuring out enough evidence to get more than 2 mummy names. So there was an instance where I picked the wrong one, and when you pick the wrong one, spears or spikes come out from the ground and stab you a little bit. It's kind of annoying because I'm not entirely sure like of how many hits you can take before you die yet, because we only play a little bit. But then I walked out. I was like, "Fuck! Okay, now we got to figure this out." It's wrong. And then I saw the glint of a golden ankh through like a fucking porthole, like cut in the stone. And I was like, "What is that?" And I walked over to it, and a fucking skeleton just shows up for half a second, like, bloop, and it makes a noise like. Bloop.
I saw that in the clips that you made.
That creepy little doodle. I was like, "Fuck." It got me, and I love that. I love that it got me. It's great. And then furthermore, so yeah. To mention what Kat said, I put together a bunch of clips on our YouTube channel of what it was like, and some of the best things was how it lulled as a first time player. It lulls you in a sense of security, and then just straight goes for it. Just like scares the shit out of you, because you can, when you die, you become a mummy. Excuse me. You become one of the mummies, and you can choose whether to help or hinder, which the first thing, of course, I did was hinder, because PvP. And though it was really fun the first time, I walked out there and I just murdered Sal without him knowing, because he was like, "Oh, the mummies are quite aggressive." It's like, the mummies seem more aggressive than the tutorial. And then we killed him, and he was like, "Oh, that's stupid." And I agree that the PvP there was kind of dumb, because like after, I mean, I maybe it could get competitive later, but at the first time it's really amusing to trick him into that. But on the reverse side, you can be a helpful mummy, right? You can pick to be helpful, and then you can just lure or help people around instead of lure them. You can show people around. And Sal had helped me find the exit lever, which was hard at first, because it wasn't until later that we realized that I think they spawn at a certain point, like much like the hatch in like Dead by Daylight, the blue lever to get you out after you've been open the inner tomb or fucked up the inner tomb. If you open the inner tomb, or if you fuck it up, you got to get out at that point. And I found the blue lever because Sal's mummy led me to the lever, which was awesome. Then I turned around and walked down the the bridge, and I saw another mummy, and I was like, "That's just Eddie. I'm good. I'm just gonna keep going." And it fucking killed me, because it wasn't Eddie.
Oh man. So it's
Also,
fun. You had a good time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
How buggy would you say it is?
I the only bugs that I experienced really were in VR. I don't recommend doing it in VR yet, because, and it could have just been me, because I'm fucking old and I'm high, 99% of the time. But I tried it in VR before we did that stream. I put the headset on and went in there. I was, "Oh, this is kind of neat looking." You're in a fancy archaeologist like office or something. And I was trying to figure out how do I, because it just puts you in like an office, and there's nothing around to interact with right away off the bat. You have to walk around for a bit to realize that there's a room where you can like buy accessories and stuff, and then there's a room where you can actually do the menu to like in Phasmo, where you pick
like the whiteboard
and all that stuff. Yeah, like the whiteboard. Yes, the whiteboard. That's what I meant to say. It's a slate. It's a chalkboard, a blackboard. I know that's racist, but it is. And Cat's like, "That was uncalled for." Radio edit. But there's double doors, and they have big glass windows in them. There's double doors that go into the room where you have the menu. And in VR, you don't have the same controls. You're limited to what's ever here, or if you're using this game. First of all, this game does not do hand tracking. That's one thing to note. And I understand that it's early on, but using the controls, I could not, for the fucking life of me, open the double doors. They wouldn't open, right? And so I was like, okay. But I stood right up against the doors and I put my hands forward and they went through the door and then I could access the menu. But when I was playing it on PC, sure, you can easily walk over there, press E to interact to open the door. Or you can just press escape and it opens up the whiteboard, and you can go back to in whatever. So I don't know if VR is there. It's a little buggy, but all in all, it's a really fucking fun game, especially if you have a few drinks. I fucking recommend it. Absolutely.
Nice. Cool. Twin, you want to go next with one of your games?
Yeah. So another game that Kat and I played together was Devour.
Whoa. Y'all played all your games together, man. I feel left out now.
We're twins. We do everything together.
And Devour, we first played that forever ago.
Yeah. So Devour actually came out in January. So it was just barely.
Which is actually like 10 years ago. So
feels like it.
Yeah. But the premise of Devour is that you are a member of a cult and you're trying to stop the possessed member of a cult from dragging you to hell. Basically, you're undoing the possession that they have done. So you work as a team to do this. Depending on the map that you're on, you have a different action to do. So the first map that was introduced was like a farmhouse, and you had to sacrifice goats. So you had to work together to collect all the goats, and
they were
burn
so
the goats.
cute.
They were cute.
Goats.
They were all like demon goats.
I have a friend. I have
Some
a herd of goats in Colorado that are my friends on my in-laws ranch.
Plus they're
baby
delicious.
But you had to.
I like goat's milk. I like goat cheese.
You had to collect them and sacrifice them, and the more goats that you burned in the little sacrificial bowl, the more aggressive the possessed cult member became, and it also increased like the difficulty of like maneuvering around the map. So like on the farmhouse map, there are these like goat demons that crawl around on the floor. More of them appear the more goats you sacrifice, and I think it was like 10 that you had to sacrifice together. They have another map that is like a Japanese style inn, and that one is scary as fuck.
That one was really fun. I really enjoyed it.
It was a lot of fun, but it was. I have severe arachnophobia, and of course, it's spiders.
Oh, you should not have said that. I need to like edit that out now, so that only I.
So nobody takes advantage.
Well, all the spiders listen to this.
Spike.
They're gonna.
Spike is arachnophobic.
Like very.
But you have to. The cult member has like summoned this spider demon, and you have to collect all of the spider eggs and cleanse them.
The spider eggs.
I hate it.
What?
The bath.
I hate that filter.
And
sorry.
What are you talking about, Kat?
What
Stop
filter?
it.
There's
Stop,
no filter.
Twin.
There's no filter.
Twin.
I'm not joking. It's not a
What's
filter.
going on?
There's no filter.
Keep going, Twin. Keep going.
There are 4 lights. I don't know what's going on.
Why is the candle lit?
Well, yes. Why is the candle lit? Oh my god! I need a fucking candle.
I have one, and it's lit.
Why is the candle lit? Why is the candle lit?
Oh, that was perfect.
There you go.
Sorry, I don't.
it
was
candle.
But you have in the Devour map, you have to collect all of the.
There's an aphrodisiac candle.
Sorry. Go
So
ahead.
The Devour map, you have to collect all the spider eggs, cleanse them in like the bath, and then place them on the shrines. And the spiders can actually like pick up the eggs and carry them around. So you have to go and like find them from everything. I found that the game was like very loud. I had to like.
You had to turn your volume down, or
I had to turn the volume down.
It is very loud.
Pretty far.
Like when you're trying to play Hunt and hear people on comms and the music's like, and you're like, God damn it, turn it down. I love it. I love the music in Hunt, but just leave it at the volume I set it to, please.
Yeah, so I felt like the Japanese map was scarier because for me the spiders are like really creepy. The first map, it was like scary once, but after that it just became really loud. Like
yes,
when you get cult member just like catching you, it's just loud. It's not scary anymore. It's just annoying.
Like, fuck my ears, man. I just want to play the game.
But it was still fun. The second map was really hard because you have to like, not only do you have to like collect all the eggs and stuff like that, but like the eggs have a different like symbol on them and you have to put them on the specific shrine that matches that symbol. And the shrine locations change each playthrough. So you have to like remember which room, this specific
I love
room
randomly generated shit. Anytime something's like procedurally, the kids call it procedurally generated now. Random RNG shit. I love that stuff because it's especially important in horror games because it is. And
all that guarantees is that we're not going to win because if I'm playing and RNG is involved, I'm gonna RNG.
I think Sal's really high.
Very.
Yeah.
Oh, where's my fucking vape, man? I gotta catch up.
It's hurting my raccoon wounds.
And I think there's more maps too. We didn't have time to play through all of them.
How long?
We'll probably give them a try.
How much time did you put into that one?
Well, we played this one multiple times. So
I'd say we have like 10 hours, maybe.
I think so, yeah.
10 hours? Oh,
maybe
that's
20
good.
hours.
Yeah, fuck, we only put in 4 hours and forewarned, but we had a blast. So
well, this game's been out for a while and we've played it throughout the year. So
and it is fun and it is scary. And I think that it's a reasonable difficulty. Like it's not impossible, but it's not easy.
And you can increase the starting difficulty as well if you wanted to. There is like a nightmare mode where it starts out at like you've completed 8 out of 10 actions.
It sounds like Kat would like that.
Oh, that sounds difficult because normal mode I feel is reasonably difficult. So nightmare mode would
someone drank my whiskey. It's okay. I'm safe.
Marked safe with whiskey.
Yeah, I know. I need an intervention. Don't worry about it.
Sal, how about you? What's one of your games?
Well, I've only played it for like an hour, almost 2 hours. I got Resident Evil 4. It came out today.
Ooh.
So I got it
on VR?
Oculus, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Since they gave me $10, so I fucking used the $10.
Mm-hmm.
And so far I've gotten to the part where the bells start ringing for the first time, and the people start attacking you.
And how is it? How does it feel in VR? Like, did they do a good job of adapting it?
Well, yeah, it's you just when and there wasn't no first person shooting that one. The memory failed.
Was there first person shooting in any RE?
Yeah, 7 and 8.
That's true.
But no, fair. Not in the old ones. No.
I'm high, so I don't remember those amazing games.
The controls work really well in VR. Make sure you have full motion set. Like some people like playing with, like Eddie, weirdo, likes where it skips forward instead of like moving smoothly. That shit made me sick. I had to turn it off. I was like, oh. No.
Oh, okay. That's interesting because
it jumps forward.
I'm okay with this jumping forward because I used that in God, what was it called?
Half-Life
Hell
Alex?
Split.
Oh, okay.
Which is a very physical game. I it didn't bother me, but my wife Heather's the opposite. Like my wife. She can't even play The Walking Dead on VR for more than 15 minutes before she gets sick to her stomach.
Yeah, she has does she get seasick easily?
No. I'm the one that gets
weird.
seasick easily, but not that easily, but not as bad as her.
It's weird because if you get your sea legs, you can stand longer sessions of VR. Because that's why you get seasick. Well, because your line of sight and everything's messed up.
Yeah, no, exactly. So like that's why I always sit at the front of the boat so I can see where we're going.
You can see the shark that's gonna eat you.
I don't care about the sharks eating me. You're the one that's afraid of the depths, Sal.
I'm afraid of krakens coming out and doing stuff.
Release the kraken.
But yeah, it's really fun, and you got a knife titty knife.
What?
Yeah, dude, you grab. This is how you pull a knife.
Somebody's face.
Yeah. What?
So your gun
nuts.
your gun and your knife, they're in front of you. All right, so you grab it. So to grab your knife, you grab your titty and pull it out. And that's how you pull the knife out. So you got a titty knife.
Oh, Christ.
And then you got the fairly racist depictions of Spaniards in the game still.
No, it's okay. We're Spanish. So
Hijo de puta.
Hijo de puta. Ay, Dios mío.
But the game feels really nice and very claustrophobic in VR.
Oh. Okay, so that reminds me when I tried Elite Dangerous for the first time in VR. I was sitting in my chair and I felt like the cockpit was like this, and I was like, "Oh God, I can't stand it." I felt like God damn it! Come on.
No, it's doing the right thing, dude. Because the face is horrible.
Yes.
Yeah, blur this bitch out.
But no, I felt like I was crammed in there, and I think I don't know if it had something to do with like it just had maybe like a default level. And since I'm taller, it made me seem like I was up again, which is not cool because I don't want to be fucking hitting my head on the top of the cockpit of a spaceship, man. Claustrophobic enough being in space.
Most of the VR games, you can reset the height by holding the.
Yes. It didn't work. That did not work in Elite Dangerous. But sorry, that's a tangent. I'll have to edit that out.
Edit.
Yeah, everybody's like, you're not gonna fucking edit this.
but yeah, so far it's really good. I mean, I still remember most of it. Like we used to do like speed runs back in the day.
Used to do speed? Me too. It was nice.
Speed was great.
I like speed.
But yeah, I've been playing that one as one of my horror games, right? The other one is Life. Let's look at that one.
So earlier I mentioned random generation, and I played a game recently called Murder House. Now I know this originally released on PC in 2020, so I'm breaking the rules a bit here. Recently it had a stealth release that put it onto consoles this year in 2021, but I played it on PC, so I'm breaking the rules a little bit. But Murder House, it feels like a 90s game, like a fucking PS1 Silent Hill or Resident Evil, the way it controls and the way it plays. They did add an FPS version to it, which might be interesting, but I would say play it with the standard third person that it comes in, the very 90s feel, not just for the feel, but like they have the angles for like the little creepy scares that you miss if you're in first person. I didn't see the murderous bunny hiding in the corner when I was in first person. So like it's a 90s, very much a 90s, plays like a 90s game, and it's about like an 80s slasher flick. And it's fucking great. Like there's a prologue where you can be the kid that I'll do a little bit of spoilers here. Just a little bit of spoilers. In the prologue, you get to play one of the kids that get murdered by this serial killer who dresses up in a fucking Easter bunny costume. Sounds ridiculous. It's also got a little tinge of like Five Nights at Freddy's, but one of the things that I really, really liked about that, like I really appreciated about this game, was that after you get back into that 90s mindset of controls, you get comfortable. So you kind of get lulled into the sense of security of, I played 90s games. I understand what's going on now, and now we can play it. And then, I don't know, halfway through the game, they fucking change the rules on you. And it fucks with your head. One of the things that I'll point out, it's not too much of a spoiler. At one point, the save room becomes inaccessible at a very inconvenient time. The save room or the safe room becomes. And one of the other things too, which I don't think will ruin anybody's first playthrough going in, because it's going to make it different every time. As I was saying, the random number generation. I died several times at a certain point in the game, and I was like, after like the third or fourth time of reloading, I was like, wait a minute. I memorized everything that would happen so that I could survive this time. But no, these motherfuckers change the time and place when the killer shows up every time you load that save. It's different. It's different every fucking time. So like you get lulled in that sense of security of a 90s game where it's sort of pseudo on rails. Like talk about like, what was it Nemesis? You know, you could like save and redo that section and the same thing would happen, but it's not exactly the same. The chase is always different because another thing that reminded me of RE was the door opening in Murder House. It's got the whole, you open the door and then it's just the fucking door by itself.
Oh, and then you go through it.
Opening and
Resident Evil 1.
Resident Evil style. Yeah. It's a great game. It is beautifully done. And it's only about, I think it took about 4 or 5 hours, but because I suck at video game, I don't play video games. So like, it took a longer for me to die several times. But the good thing is since I died so many times, I found that random number thing, and it was ridiculous, and I loved it.
So
this good
game,
jump scares. Murder House.
This game is made by another one-man developer, and it's called Puppet Combo. Mm-hmm. And they have quite a few games that are in the same vein as this one. So if you liked that game, you should also play like Night Watch. For sure.
Yeah.
Night Watch.
That reminds me that I think it was Eddie that mentioned it in our chat, that had very Alone in the Dark vibes, which is a real big callback. You guys don't even know what Alone in the Dark is.
I've heard of it.
Subly hasn't, but you have.
No.
Wait, Subly's younger than you, right? Or am I crazy?
Yeah,
okay.
She is.
Wait, no, you're twins at the same age.
I'm the older twin.
She's the older
one.
one.
You came out first.
Yeah. But yeah. And that's interesting that you made those observations, because Puppet Combo literally makes games mixing Silent Hill, Resident Evil with like PS1, PS2,
and it's good. I like it. I like graphics. It a lot. It got me. So you if I know you, Kat, watched it at least, but like if the listeners have watched that video of Forewarned, it got me that good at least a few times. I was just like, fuck. Like,
oh yeah,
damn it.
Oh yeah.
And I love it. I love getting scared.
So back to me then, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so last one on my list to talk about, another co-op horror survival game that Subly and I played. It is, why are you doing that, Samson? You're distracting me.
Those are his bed eyes. Those are his
I don't need to know that.
Well, Sal knows that for a reason.
We played a game called Lunch Lady, and Lunch Lady came out a while ago, earlier this year, I believe.
Yeah.
Doesn't even sound like horror. Well, wait. Okay.
It somewhat is.
I take that back.
Yeah, it's somewhat horror, you know. Pretty much it takes inspiration from both Devour. I don't know which came first, but it does have a lot of Devour elements, and also
Devour came first, yeah.
Yeah, and so it's a little bit like a lot like Devour, and also takes inspiration from Slenderman: The 8 Pages, because your goal in this game is the players are students at a school, and your goal is to sneak in the school at night and steal 10 answer pages to like a test that you have to take later in the week or the next day or whatever. And you have to do it before the lunch lady gets you. She like, when she gets you, she bonks you on the head. It's pretty funny, but like it is a jump scare.
Bunny Foo-Foo.
Little Bunny Foo-Foo.
That should be a horror game. That's terrifying.
So yeah, it's, and when you start at the beginning of the map, a lot of areas are locked and you have to find keys in order to unlock the entire map. So it makes the beginning of the game difficult. And if you don't find all the keys, it's going to be harder to outrun the lunch lady because you're more likely to end up at a dead end where you can't get away from her.
Yeah.
She's going to bonk you on the head. So priority, get your keys. And then try to remember where the fucking pages are after you get all the keys. And then pray to God that you remember. Because once you start getting those pages, she gets more and more aggressive. And the lunch lady is like this kind of scary looking big lady in like a foo-foo dress, carrying around a pot or a pan that she
frying pan.
She bonks you with it. She has like bloodshot eyes. She's really freaky looking. And
very loud.
It's very loud. This game is very loud. And I think there's some sort of unspoken lore that this lunch lady is not normal, because if you go to the kitchen,
is any lunch lady normal?
Right. I think it's maybe making fun of the fact that lunch ladies are kind of funny sometimes. But if you go to the kitchen in any map, there's like some weird shit in the kitchen. It's like ooze and goo or something, like where lunch lady
like roots and stuff, like she grew
originated
out of something
from. Yeah, it's really weird, but we don't think about that too much because all we're thinking of is getting the fuck away from this lady because she's fast.
Yes.
And she's on your tail. Okay,
it's like a Dark Souls boss.
Dude, she does legitimately scare me. Like when I hear her on the map, I'm like, I'm not moving.
You should be.
Yeah. I'm not going anywhere. And like Devour, you know, you have like med kits where you can pick one up and carry one. So if the lunch lady does get you, you can heal yourself and get yourself back up. Or, you know, like you
can go pick up your teammate. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
But you have to have a med kit to pick up another teammate.
Right. So sometimes it's helpful to, like, if you're down and your teammate doesn't have a med kit and you see one, you crawl to it and you're like, I'm next to a med kit. Come and get me.
Yep.
But yeah, it's also reasonably difficult, especially because of the fact that you have to find keys to unlock the rest of the map, which is also
and
like
they're not easy to see either.
Yeah. They're sometimes impossible to find. Like it took us forever to find the last key in one of the games that we played. Oh my God. We were like, where the fuck is the cafeteria key?
Yep.
Okay. So I just want to point something. I'm sorry, Kat, that I just want to point something out because the last episode and Twitch that I did, I had like a filter on my face for makeup, and I'm looking at my camera now, like because I'm wasted. And I feel like I have a filter on, but it's real. It's there.
Yeah. Are you okay?
I'm fine, cat. I don't need an intervention.
Too much salsa.
But yeah, I mean, overall with Lunch Lady, they did make some updates to it, because before it was like one map and you just found the pages and that was it. There was like no leveling system. There was nothing. So it was like very one note and we got bored really fast.
They still had the key feature, but yeah.
Yeah. So they added a leveling system where at least like you get experience whenever you play a game.
And you can unlock new characters. And...
yeah. That's like your reward. And they have new maps now. So you get some variety. But
I think there was like 4 or 5 maps or something like that.
Yeah. All school related. You know, because Lunch Lady. But it's I don't know if it's buggy necessarily, but I still feel like it's meh. I still feel like it's kind of one note. Like, yes, it's fun to get the other characters, but like once you kind of get the game down, it doesnn't become fun anymore.
I can see that too about like Forewarned, because like I feel like after you've played too many, and I felt the same way about Phasmo, to be honest. I don't know, it felt the same over time.
Yeah, I could see that. For some reason, Phasmo has this like magical thing about it where we haven't gotten tired of it.
Yeah, level like
you guys have
900.
Yeah,
like, I don't know. I'm pretty sure that I have at some point, but I don't know. It's just me.
I mean, I can see why people get tired of it. Like, I understand.
Yeah, Lunch Lady was.
It's great that you guys don't.
Easy to get tired of because it's like the same thing over and over again. You do have like a different map, but the map layout does not change. Like the keys that you need changes. Some areas will not be locked in a different playthrough versus the others, and like the pages move around. But once you figure out the map, it's kind of the same. It's the same goal throughout. So we might play it again, but it's not going to be one that's like, we're going to pick this up.
Right. It's like, what do we play? I guess we could play Lunch Lady. That's a thing we can do.
But only play it for like an hour.
Yeah.
Or so.
And then we'll think of a better game to play.
Yeah. It's not like an all-night game session game.
Yeah.
Once you figure out the loop, it kind of loses its wonder.
Yeah.
Unlike DVD.
It's not super scary either.
Because there's many
just
loops.
Loud.
It's funny though.
Yeah, it was loud.
I was watching, I think, Lyric.
It's stressful.
Yeah.
Loud and stressful.
I like stressful games.
Oh,
I do
like
too.
This one.
But I don't. It's like
it's because PvP is very stressful.
It was stressful, but at the same time, it's like it's the same thing over and over again. It's like it's stressful trying to like complete the task, but it's the same task over and over again. So it loses its, I don't know, I guess appeal after a little while.
Yeah.
But it was relatively cheap. I think it was like $5 or something.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you got your money's worth. So like,
we got our $5 worth.
Well, because like, for example, with Murder House, it was $12, but I thought that 3 or 4 hours that I played it was worth it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Same with Forewarned, because it was also like $12, I think. But that was early access. I think Murder House is technically a full release.
Yeah, Forewarned is definitely early access.
Yeah.
They need to fix their collision boxes. Trying to light anything in that game is
like, yes. I forgot to mention that. Yes, that you asked when it was how buggy it was. Like lighting stuff was really hard unless you had the torch. Then you just accidentally light your friend's mummies on fire without wanting
send me
to.
A blaze, dude.
This is like
after I died so they can finish the map, and he burned me.
Usually after he led me to that fucking switch, I was joking with him because you have a sorry, I know we're backtracking, but you have a transistor radio that just plays like stereotypical Egyptian sounding music. Like instrumental music, and it's supposed to attract mummies. So we had it playing at the entrance in the large map because we wanted to find our way back to the entrance because it's really hard sometimes. And I said, "Hey Sal, is the music attracting you? And he just fucking caught on fire because I was standing right next to him with the torch. He dies. And me and Eddie just lose our shit because it was so funny.
What just happened?
We just killed him on accident. Sorry.
That's one way to find out you can burn your friends. I guess that's a good way of countering somebody if they decide to go PvP. Just
so I can see maybe that the concept there could make the PvP better. Sure.
Okay, who wants to go next?
Next.
Okay.
So the second game that I have to talk about that Kat and I also played together is Ghost Hunter's Core. It is a co-op game, 1 to 4 players. And it's, again, a lot like Phasmo, where you go into these like haunted houses or buildings and you are trying to determine what kind of spirit is there with a bunch of different tools you can use and figure out the right steps to exorcise the ghost as well. I thought it was a lot scarier than Phasmo. Every time we play Ghost Hunter Core, it's a lot scarier than Phasmo. But it's still really buggy.
Buggy.
It's been out for a decent amount of time now. Like Obsidio has only been out 2 months, and I feel like Ghost Hunter Core, which I think has been out for like 5 or 6 months now, it's way buggier than Obsidio.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And that's disappointing because we like it.
Oh yeah, I like Ghost Hunter Core, I think, more than Obsidio. But yeah, it's really buggy. There's some mechanics that you have to do, like if your partner dies, you can drag them into the van, and then they get half of their XP. But in some cases, like when I died, I did not see myself in the van. I saw myself somewhere else. But
I dragged you in the van.
Kat said that she dragged me into the van and put me in there. But then on my screen, I'm showing like I'm somewhere still in the house. We also had a couple of times where like we were trying to exorcise the ghost and it wasn't clear that we actually did it right. And even going on the board, like it said we didn't do it right, but then when we got back to the completion room and like the starting room, it showed that like we had the ghost right, we did the right steps, but yet it didn't count that our exorcism was done right. But we followed the steps in the book of what to do.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that there's supposed to be like this grand noise when you do the exorcism correctly, because that happened to us the first time we did it successfully, and it was very clear that we got it. It was done. Yep. We went back. We got the credit for it. But then the last time that we played with
we did exercise it, but we got no noise. Yeah, we got like no indication that we did it right.
Work?
Yeah, we had no idea if we did it right. But then when we got back to the starting room, it was like, yeah, you did it right. It's like, but
yeah, so it's really buggy, but it is so fun and so scary because the entity can come out of nowhere and give you very little warning, and you have to like run your ass out. Is it specifically
called the entity?
Well, it's just called a spirit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We just said that because I was thinking about DBD when you said that. That's all.
Oh. But something I really, really like about Ghost Hunter Core is the mechanic of reciting from like a Bible. Like you actually say it, and as you say each line, the game will tell you that it registered it by making it disappear.
That's cool.
So I love getting the exorcism book and going in the house and like chanting the exorcism because it's stupid fun. Like I feel like I'm actually doing it.
What if you have a lisp?
Sounds like when I used to.
What if you sound like Mike Tyson? How are you gonna do that?
I have a lisp. Shut the fuck up.
A lisp, Sal.
You don't sound like Mike Tyson.
You're trying to ignore the fact. Her lisp is awesome, Sal. But that reminds me of
doesn't have a lisp.
As a kid when I
Like I'm thinking Castilian level, like
oh no, not Castilian Spanish corazón.
Spanish.
Not talking, not like that.
No,
that's a list.
Meal. Well, we're talking no, but like it just reminded me of I don't know if y'all had ever experimented with Satanism before, but I experimented with a lot of different religions growing up. Because Sal, God damn it! Wow. Okay, I'm drunk. Cat has been experiencing or has been experimenting with like Wicca lately.
No, not Wicca.
No?
Witchcraft.
Okay, so you're kind of blending it all together. I only did Wicca.
Wicca is a specific religion where they follow specific rules, and I don't follow all of them.
Okay, well, I just wanted to say that it's reminding me that they've done this with the voice recognition. It's reminding me of when I practiced Satanism with my friends when I was like a teenager, which is definitely, it's like when you're a kid. And you had out of the Satanic Bible, you read it was a language called Enochian. I believe it was invented by Anton Szandor LaVey, the creator of the Satanism religion. But we had weird shit happen when we did that. Like I'm not gonna go into any detail, but like it just reminded me of that. Sorry, I've been drinking and smoking, so like tangents. I'm trying to keep the tangents to a minimum, but nobody's policing me. Nobody's policing me. Someone should be
Samson,
policing me.
Stop. Okay,
somebody should be policing me.
I'm policing you. Twin, did you have more to say about Ghost Hunter Core? Anything that you like about the game specifically?
I like kind of like you have to go in and like hunt for objects too, and some of them are like hidden even. So like you have a tool that you can try to read like signals in the room and try to figure out like what is a cursed object and if there's a hidden object. And so that's like what I kind of like going and doing, is trying to figure out like what's actually cursed. And it's like random things, like we've had like a tricycle be a cursed object, or like a paint set, or there's like some obvious things that there's like a Jack in the Box thing that's like really fucking creepy, and it's in the map every single time.
So creepy.
Jack in the Boxes are creepy in general.
Yeah. Sometimes it's like the cursed object, but also like you want to go over to it and be like, are you my cursed object? And it's like, nah.
Right. It's the first thing you want to check.
It's the first thing you want to check, but actually it's like, just this random ass vase sitting over in the corner. That's your cursed object. Yeah. So it's kind of fun, like carrying the object in and out of the house and like measuring it like in a neutral location to be like, are you my cursed object? No.
Yeah. Okay. In these kinds of games, Subly and I tend to take on jobs. And we do that every single time. So like she always checks.
And we get good at
objects.
those jobs. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. I always do the reciting, but that comes later.
Yeah,
that's why you guys aren't winning most of the time. You train.
When we try.
I'm sorry. What?
Hey, Sal, calm down, Sal.
Sal, you're high. Go home.
Sal, you're high. Go home. Wait, he is home.
Go to bed.
No, but that reminds me of y'all made me forget because of the weed again.
Don't go on a tangent.
No, I wasn't gonna go on a tangent.
I'm gonna police you.
I wasn't gonna go on a tangent. God damn it! What'd you say again? What was it you said right before this?
Hey, Sal. What's another game that you want to talk about?
I want to talk about our Lord and Jesus Spaghetti Monster.
What?
Does Sal even have any other games?
I don't know.
No, not really. I was gonna do Alan Wake, but I still remember all of Alan Wake. So even if it's like updated graphics, it's probably the same thing. And like I can't play it again. Like
I thought you were gonna play it.
Yeah,
is Alan Wake even a horror game?
It is. It's a horror game. But I started watching some people playing it. I was like, well, let's see how different it is. And I was like, oh, it's not very different. Just better graphics, right? So I was like, I lost all motivation when it was just basically an updated version, because I remember it so well still. I didn't feel like playing it. But I played Diablo 2.
Okay, but when was the original release?
Horror.
It is.
Diablo 2's horror.
Sorta.
It was released.
I've been playing a lot of Diablo 2 with them.
I think that was a 360
but
game.
I wouldn't. I mean, I wouldn't consider it horror, but it is. It isn't.
It's scary when the Stygians are coming at you and you're playing hardcore. That's terrifying.
So that's very, very specific. You sound like me in like our second episode when y'all got tired of me talking about Diablo.
Because it became Diablo Cast. That was like...
Yes. Wow. Kat remembers.
Yeah, because it was like right before I came on.
Pepperidge
Farm warned me that you go off on tangents about Diablo.
Okay. So what you're saying is you were training for this moment all your life.
You're going to do
a montage. The student becomes the master.
Yes, Kat is now the master. I do actually have one more game that I want to talk about, but it's interesting because I felt like I was tricked into playing it. I just want to say that. It's going really quick. Succubus on the Steams is where I got it.
Okay, but how are you tricked?
I'm going to tell you that right now. Okay. Calm down. Hold on. I'm going to let you finish.
Hakuna, you're tired.
But Succubus,
listen, Linda, listen.
No, it was I was desperate for at least one more game. So my wife Heather actually gave me Murder House because my wife gave me Murder House because I can't with you, Kat.
I can't stop. I'm sorry. I don't know what's come over me.
You're supposed to stop the tangents. But my wife told me to play Murder House, and Sal, I was in our. I don't know if it was in our chat or if it was just like because we have a branched off chat now with just Eddie and Sal for Hunt mostly. So like I tell them, hey, because I don't need to be in our universal chat saying you guys ready for Hunt because I never fucking know if you guys are ready for anything because nobody actually accepts the fucking counter invites except for like Subly for anything. So
anyway. Not right away. I check my email like once a week. Fuck you. Anyways,
sorry. Sal suggested Succubus, so I was like, oh, and I looked it up on Steam, and I think I had a game open at the time, so the trailers and stuff were really choppy, but it had a very Doom vibe. So I was like, yeah, that sounds good. As soon as I downloaded it and installed it, I saw that Mo had like 10 trophies in it, and I was like, God damn it, Sal, did you just make me play a boobs game?
Yep, if Mo's involved, boobs are involved.
But I played it, and it turns out it's more like Witcher on steroids. Because anybody here who's played Witcher, there's a lot of sexual stuff in Witcher. It's part of the game. And this is too, but it's not as much as as like what I would call like a sex game or something like that. Like there's nudity. First of all, sure, succubus. I just want to read this because this is what got me to play it. Literally, it said, become a demonic priestess of lust and use her unique skills to take revenge on your enemies. Regain your kingdom, making hell tremble under your hooves. Leave no one alive if they won't bend the knee.
Nice.
That sounds amazing.
That does, yeah.
But then I saw the Mo things and I was like, oh God, what did I do? But it turns out playing it, I kind of felt like empowered and that I was a priestess killing all these demons and fucking tortured souls. So like there is a lot of nudity.
Hot bitch.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of nudity in the game. It does come by default censored. You can download, I think it's called the unrated DLC, which is free to uncensor it. So there's that option. That's how they get around that. Of course, I played the uncensored version because I feel like, well, it's exactly, and it's like when you listen to music, and I don't want to hear censored Disturbed. That's just stupid. Like, why would I want to hear that? I want to hear the FUs and all that shit. So I played it uncensored, and there's a lot of nudity in the game, but it turns out it's mostly old man penis. There's a lot of old man penis. It's
like,
all
I've
over the
seen
place.
this one before.
There's all these tortured souls that are just like these poor naked old men, bald naked old men that are just like tied up or laying on the ground, and you can just murder them to get your health back. That's how that works. But there's also, so it is very gory. It is very graphic, which any horror fan would appreciate. It is sort of bordering on like softcore horror porn, I guess you could say. But I was, and it might be because going in I thought it was a sex game, but I was pleasantly surprised by the voice acting and story that was put into it. Like it's a lot better than I thought it would be. And it is Polish, and there are developers that worked on Witcher 3, I believe specifically.
Awesome.
That worked on this. So I felt a little bit of that, because it's funny, because right now Heather is playing Witcher 3 on our 120-inch ridiculous 4K screen setup in the living room. And I like watching her play it. I don't have any desire to play Witcher 2 or Witcher 3, but I do play Gwent for her because she doesn't want to play Gwent.
Oh, you get to customize your succubus?
Yes!
Oh!
Kat is like doing research while we're doing this. It's not fair, Kat. Yeah, so you can customize your succubus.
I
did
watching
customize
like the trailer.
Yeah, so
to see what it looks like.
So getting back to that, sorry, it is very much, it has like a Doom feel to it, especially Doom 3, because you can perform executions after you've like staggered somebody, and they start flashing yellow, and you can perform an execution which is what I appreciate. There are like 4 different types of weapons, and each one has like 2 or 3 different executions. Attention to detail, that's really good. Like it's like sometimes you stab them, like I like the double blades the most. You stab them like this and fucking cut their head off or whatever. That's great. But there are some things that I want to point out that maybe some of the more religious people or I don't want to say conservative. I like to stay in the middle. But there's a couple of things.
Fence sitting.
Fence sitting. There's some things that would be very offensive to certain people, and perhaps very horrific to others. And early on in the game, literally, like there was this one section where like we start, and there's just this lady, and this naked lady is just like, she's sort of like crucified or like tied up, and she kind of looks like she's got a little belly, and I didn't know of anything other than the fact that I saw that Mo had gotten all these trophies, and one of them said, and this is great because the English is broken a bit because it's very much a Polish game. It said that the trophy was called "Do an Abortion."
Oh.
So I walked up to this lady, and there's an option, you press E to interact, and basically it like highlights the fact that there is a fetus in her stomach, and your goal is to punch it a few times until you can pull it out and kill it.
Oh dear.
So yeah, that's a little horrifying, probably for some people.
Think of the babies.
And the only male equivalent to that. So I do want to point out that some people might consider it sexist, but the only equivalent they have the same thing. They have a guy. He's treated like this. He's naked, and when you interact, she walks up, and you caress his face, and then you like tickle his nutsack, and he gets an erection, and then you punch his fucking jaw off, like literally, boom, his jaw gets punched off, and then you rip his dick off and fucking throw it, and it's beautiful. So
damn.
I don't like. I don't know. I don't know how
that is
to.
Wrong. I don't want to be right.
It's a good way to take out your anger.
So I think there are like 3 kinds of people, right? When it comes to this game, Succubus, I would recommend it. I'm the first kind of person that isn't disturbed by all this that's going on and had a fun time playing it because I'm a gamer and I like Doom. Then there's the other kind of person, which, campaigns against it outside of, the place where it was made with signs and stuff because they're completely against it and stuff like that. And then there's the third kind of person, which probably more like the Mo type, which actually really likes it.
Noted.
Fucking kink shaming, dude. Son of a.
Sorry.
Kink shaming is wrong.
Yeah, but and there is so far. I've played. I want to say 4 hours maybe, and there is one section where it's like that. Like I said earlier, where you can interact with the dudes like laying on the ground, and it's literally just a sex scene, which I felt was a little more sexist. And I would mention that earlier, so they've had this live stream going on the dev page, like on the page. If you go to Steam and they play the censored version, there at one point they had a Polish model chick in full succubus cosplay, obviously not nude, but in full succubus cosplay, and she was playing the game. And then at a certain point they had like the devs, just like it was like 4 dudes talking. But then like I think it was this morning, I don't know if I think it was I texted you guys this morning, but I was like, there's some really cringy shit going on right now. And it was literally like the producer, not one of the devs, the producer sitting on one side and one of the devs that happened to be a chick, probably I feel like the only chick. They kind of mentioned that, and it felt really awkward. So I think I feel like I want to get Heather to play this, and maybe you guys should play it. And I want to know if I'm sexist or not.
I put it on my wish list because I like all the gore that's happening in the fight scenes, and I like that you can customize your
really
succubus.
Good fight scenes. Oh, and then okay. There is one thing that I will say that definitely is sexist in my personal opinion, is the achievement Housewife. So there's a Steam achievement called Housewife that I didn't know what it was until I'd been playing the game for a while. And it's if you spend more than 12 minutes, or if you spend 12 minutes in her cave, which is like this, it's like the hunter's dream if you played Bloodborne, a little bit bigger, but it's like where you can go and you can customize. It's where you can customize stuff, Kat. But you can also just like go lay down for a nap, and it's just your nude succubus taking a nap, and the camera is just changing angles for as long as you deem fit, and then you undo it. And you do the same thing for the throne, where you just sit on the throne like
that's what Mo does with
like
all of the time.
And you can see everything on the throne. She's sitting where you can see everything, let's just say that. And those like
birth canal.
So that's what that looks like.
Yeah. So, and if you spend more than 12 minutes doing anything in there, the achievement is called Housewife. So that I would say that is sexist. That is sexist.
It should be at least 3 hours before that comes out, right?
What?
Before the achievement happens.
At least it wasn't called Make Me a Sandwich.
Damn, I could go for a sandwich right now. Sam, go make me a sandwich.
I will do that,
ham on Wonder Bread. Lots of
I mean, this has been a really fun episode. I hope I didn't tangent too hard or go a little too far on anything. But
you went a little too far.
I think we're so
magic of editing.
Yes, the magic of editing. So again, Extra Life, November 6th, 24-hour stream. We want you to help Children's Miracle Life Miracle Network Hospitals with Extra Life. We personally, I don't know about Subly actually, but we all play for Chalk, which is here in Orange County, Children's Hospital of Orange County. But I feel like you can choose where your donation goes.
Yeah, you can choose.
Yeah, I picked the one that's local to me.
Yeah, okay, perfect. So Subly was able to pick her own. I like that. That's cool.
I think the California kids needed more than
Stop. Stop it.
All right. Well, Extra Life, thank you everybody for listening. We love you guys. Does anybody have anything else to say?
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
All righty.
Stay spooky.
Good night, you motherfucking.
Oh my God.
Let's hope it's real.
Bye, Samson.
Wow, nice knowing you.